The date is July 29th, 2025, and a sudden, brutal escalation has gripped the borderlands between Cambodia and Thailand. In just 5 short days since July 24th, what began as simmering tensions has erupted into full-scale conflict, claiming dozens of military and civilian lives and forcing the desperate evacuation of tens of thousands from their homes. But amidst the grim reports of artillery fire and ground skirmishes, a truly bizarre and unsettling detail has emerged from the chaos. Footage, unverified but widely circulated, depicting the use of elephants in active combat. This isn't just another border dispute. It's a conflict where the ancient ghosts of warfare are seemingly walking alongside modern weaponry, creating a horrifying and unprecedented spectacle. For centuries, the border between Cambodia and Thailand has served as a persistent fault line, a complex tapestry woven with threads of history, culture, and unresolved territorial claims. At its heart lies the ancient Preah Vihear Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site perched atop a cliff. Its ownership has been a source of contention for decades, sparking numerous skirmishes and diplomatic standoffs. While the temple often serves as a flashpoint, the underlying issues run far deeper, encompassing undefined border markers, disputes over resource access, and deeply ingrained nationalistic sentiments that can ignite at a moment's notice. Both nations, proud and historically significant, view these lands through the lens of their own heritage, rendering any compromise a monumental challenge. This latest eruption, however, feels distinctly different, marked by an intensity and a perplexing element that has now begun to filter out. The fighting, which commenced on July 24th, has proven swift and devastating. Reports detail heavy exchanges of artillery and rocket fire, indiscriminately targeting border towns and military outposts. Ground troops have engaged in fierce firefights, pushing deep into contested zones. Civilian areas, once bustling with daily life, now stand as ghost towns, scarred by craters and collapsed buildings. Hospitals near the border are overwhelmed, struggling to cope with the relentless influx of wounded soldiers and civilians, many suffering from severe shrapnel wounds and burns. The sheer scale of the displacement is staggering. Tens of thousands of families, often with nothing but the clothes on their backs, are fleeing inland, seeking refuge in makeshift camps, their lives irrevocably uprooted by the sudden violence. A profound humanitarian crisis is rapidly unfolding, demanding immediate international attention. Yet, amidst this grim reality, the world's gaze is increasingly drawn to the most anachronistic element of this modern conflict. The footage itself, often grainy and undeniably shaky, has sent shockwaves through international observers. It purportedly shows trained elephants, some reportedly adorned with protective plating, being utilized in various capacities, transporting supplies through dense jungle terrain, and even, in some truly terrifying instances, appearing to clear paths or act as mobile shields during ground advances. While the full extent and precise tactical purpose of their deployment remain shrouded in uncertainty, the mere notion of elephant warfare resurfacing in the 21st century is profoundly disturbing. These magnificent creatures, long revered as symbols of strength and wisdom, are being forcibly dragged into a conflict that is anything but noble. Historically, elephants were indeed formidable war machines across Southeast Asia, prized for their immense power to break enemy lines and instill fear. But in an age dominated by drones, precision missiles, and advanced infantry, their reintroduction raises critical questions, not merely about military strategy, but about desperation, the ethics of warfare, and the very nature of modern conflict itself. The implications stemming from the reported use of elephants in this manner are both vast and deeply troubling. From a military perspective, it suggests a stark dilemma: either a desperate shortage of conventional transport and heavy machinery in challenging terrains, or a deliberate, archaic psychological tactic designed to demoralize the opposing forces. However, the ethical considerations are paramount. These are sentient beings, not inanimate tools of war. Their exposure to the deafening explosions, relentless gunfire, and the inherent dangers of an active battlefield represents a grave concern for animal welfare organizations across the globe. Furthermore, The legality of such practices under international humanitarian law, particularly concerning the protection of non-combatant animals, remains a murky and largely unexplored area, one that will undoubtedly spark heated debate. This situation transcends the immediate conflict. It risks setting a potentially horrifying precedent for future engagements in regions where such majestic animals are still present. The international community has responded with a palpable mix of alarm and profound bewilderment. Urgent calls for an immediate ceasefire and de-escalation have emanated from the United Nations, ASEAN, and various global powers, imploring both Cambodia and Thailand to return to the negotiating table. Humanitarian aid organizations are scrambling to provide critical assistance to the displaced populations, facing immense logistical challenges amidst the chaos. Geopolitically, this conflict poses a significant threat, capable of destabilizing a region already grappling with complex power dynamics and intricate economic interdependencies. The specter of a prolonged conflict, particularly one featuring such profoundly unconventional elements, could inevitably draw in other regional actors and severely complicate broader efforts towards stability and prosperity across Southeast Asia. The immediate future remains shrouded in uncertainty, clouded by the smoke of battle and the unsettling shadow of these ancient, majestic beasts now tragically caught in the crossfire. As the world watches, a blend of horrified and fascinated, the Cambodia-Thailand border conflict serves as a stark and unsettling reminder. Even in an era of advanced technology, the echoes of history can reverberate in the most unexpected and brutal ways. The human cost is undeniable, a tragedy unfolding with every passing hour, marked by displacement, injury, and loss of life. But the indelible image of elephants, once revered symbols of ancient kingdoms, now potentially deployed in a modern war, forces us to confront a chilling and profound question. What desperate measures will humanity resort to when conflict pushes the boundaries of conventional warfare? And what does this truly say about our collective progress, or indeed, our lack thereof, in resolving our oldest and most persistent disputes? The answers, much like the fate of those caught in the crossfire, remain tragically and disturbingly unclear.